Alright, hello, I'm Michael Mackey, and today I'll be doing an instructional video on compound interest and how that can affect you substantially in the long term if you go ahead and put your money in now opposed to later on in your life. And there are some huge differences, so I'd just like to go ahead and tell you about compound interest. Compound interest is basically money that you put in to an account like a fund like a stocks, and you will get gradual increases on that number. It'll continue to grow and compound off of that new amount, and usually you have to keep it in account for a long time to get the payout, and usually it's about 7%, and which is fairly good. It's about the average that you're gonna get as rate of return. So basically this is what I'm looking at right here. Got the current principal, annual addition, years to grow, interest rate. Alright, so we're going to plug in some numbers and see how it goes. Alright, so let's say you're 22 years old and you got $730 in the bank. Fair amount, but you save $2 a day for a whole entire year. Alrighty, so let's see. So current principal, you plug this in, and this is, by the way, this is on moneychimp.com, so you guys can go check this out yourself if you'd like. I'm just showing you this. It's for my macroeconomics class. Annual addition. Okay, so we have current principal is going to be 0, and annual addition is going to be 730. Years to grow, we're going to do to 65. So 22 to 65 would be 43 years. About when you retire, an interest rate at about 7%. One time daily. Alright, we're going to calculate what, just to show you real quick, if y'all can see that. I hope you can. Alright, calculate. And we got, maybe you can see that number down at the bottom. 193,000. Hopefully you guys can read that. So, safe to say that's a lot of money, and it is very attainable. All you really have to do is just save $2 a day, right? So basically, think about what you spend $2 a day on right now every single day, and just stop doing that and start saving it. I mean, cup of coffee, whatever it might be, going fast food, there's always alternatives. So if you want to come out into retirement with hundreds of thousands of dollars, this is a really good idea. This is a really, really good investment, and everybody should take advantage of something like this. Alright, so we see that at 7% and you save $730 a year, you come out with over $193,000, right? So say you waited an extra 7 years and you didn't start saving until you were 30, right? So you lost 7 years of compound interest, right? Doesn't seem like that much. Well, got to find out. Alright, so we'll just switch some of these numbers up. We still got 730. Right, we're still saving 730 at 7%. Okay. Only difference is it's 35 years. Alright. Calculate this number and see what we got. I'll just show you right there the rate of return difference. Look at that. Boom. We're talking 107,000 opposed to 93, so almost $90,000 difference, all because you stopped saving. Didn't start saving until what was that? 7 years later, 8 years later. So that's a huge difference in itself. That you can just tell the earlier you save, the more you're gonna have by a very substantial amount, and this is not gonna lie to you. So basically, just a little quick math. So say you save $730 per year for 8 years, right? That was what you missed out on. So that's 730 times 8. So I'm just gonna do some math real quick. So in that 8 years that you weren't saving, you could have saved up $5,840. And that $5,840 that you saved up in that time would have accounted for almost $90,000. So that $5,840 is the difference between you having 103,000 or 190 or 190 something thousand. So that's the basically that's the foregone interest that you decided to not take part of, all because you wanted to wait. So how about this now? Say you save $1,095 a year, which is $3 a day every day, instead of 2. And at 22 years old and 30 years old, let's see how much money you could have. Alright, so instead of starting out with 730, you start off with, well, you don't start off with anything, but after a year, you'll have 1,095, and we'll go to the 22, so you have 43 years to get it at 7%. Alright, so before we're at 193,000, so you save an extra $1 a day, you're gonna come out with extra $1 a day. Now check this out. I hope you guys can see that number down there. That's, if you can't, $290,307.33. So all because you save an extra $1 a day. We're talking $1, people. You will increase your money over the long term almost $100,000, all because you save one extra. That's $3 a day. I mean, it doesn't seem like much, right? Alright, and so let's keep that $1,095, and let's go, and instead of 43 years, 35. So alright, we're missing on the 8 years again, and let's see how much this is gonna be. Yep, ladies and gentlemen, it's $161,965.24. So you had 290 or 161. So over that 8-year span, let's see, how much are you missing out on? Roughly $130,000 you're missing out on, all because you decided not to save for 8 years. It's kind of crappy if you think about it, but that's just the reality and how compound interest works. And the more time you have to compound it, the more off you're gonna more likely have a lot of money. So now you know, and it's compound interest. So let's see what else we got here. Oh, so so let's do that. $1,095. If you take that into account, times it by those 8 years, that's the foregone interest that you decided not to save during, and we get 72, 77. So basically, those 8 years, you could have saved $8,760. That $8,760 would have gave you $129,000. So you would have made $121,000 more. 6 figures, people. That is a big difference. And this is just the common interest rate, 7%. I mean, I'm not plugging anything crazy numbers in. Like, this is your average rate of return over 43 and 35 years. I mean, goes to show how much different a 8-year span can really make or break your retirement. Like, you want to go on that vacation you always want to go on, or whatever it might be. You want that yacht, who knows? I mean, we need to start saving up now. Unless, I mean, you have some other means of getting all this money. But, I mean, it's pretty much, this is what we call unearned income. Basically, you put your money somewhere else, and you just let it sit. And just boom, 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 boom. You don't have to do anything. All you have to do is save it. Yeah, you can save money at your house or in your savings account, but that's the rainy day account. That's the money that you want to set aside for emergency funds, because this money could, like, in a few years it could be nothing, but in 15 years, you know, way up again. That's why you gotta let it sit, because it fluctuates. It doesn't just stay. So basically that about wraps it up. As you can see, I have, if any of you guys are interested in, if you have a calculator on hand or anything like that, this is basically the equation for compound interest. It's A, which is going to be the money you get after all this. P, then 1 plus R over N to the NT, and P is the principal, the initial amount, so we would have 0, and then we have 1 plus, and then R is your annual rate of interest, so we have 0.07 over the number of times it's compounded. That's just going to be per year, so once, and then 1 to the NT power, number of years amount is, so it would be 43 or 35, and you can use that in the calculator and get the answer as well. Just to let you guys know if you don't have a computer, but more likely you do. I'm sure you learn that in some math class down the road as well. But yeah, it's pretty amazing what basically the difference in $1 can make. Nobody ever thought, but now we know. So what's the biggest thing you can take away from this? Start saving as early as possible. And I mean, $2, $3, whatever, even $2.50. I mean, it doesn't even matter, but just go ahead and stop using that money on coffee or cigarettes or whatever you might spend your money on, that in the scheme of things isn't going to really matter, because you want this money later on in life, and it's going to benefit you a lot more than that cup of coffee did in 40 years ago. Just saying. So $2 or $3. $2 you get 193. $3 a day, $1,095 a year, 290,000. It's a big difference. So thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day.